Hello everyone, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered what will happen if we don't get enough sunlight for long periods of time? That's right, humans can get ricket disease. So what is ricket disease? Rickets is a common disorder of bony deformity in children due to impaired mineralization of growing bones because the bones are deformed and weak. Normal bone mineralization requires adequate amount of vitamin D, calcium, and phosphate. This might be the result of lack of exposure from the sun. Rickets disease is usually found in children but may also develop among adults, which is called osteomalacia. Well, did you know that the prevalence of ricket is also very high in many parts of the world, especially in resource-limited areas like Africa and Asia? Well, how about in Malaysia? Well, rickets is thought to be rare in Malaysia where resources are adequate and sunlight, which is the main source of vitamin D, is abundant. High prevalence of vitamin D deficiency, which is 35.3% in Malaysia between age 7 to 12 years old in 2008. 47.5% of ages 8 to 12 had vitamin D insufficiency in 2013 in Malaysia.
The etiology or cause of this ricket disease are: the first one is nutritional problem. The most common cause is due to insufficient vitamin D and calcium intake. It also may occur because of insufficient phosphorus. Second, ricket disease happens because of malabsorption such as celiac disease, cystic fibrosis, and also liver disease. The third cause is deficient sunlight exposure. Fourth cause is renal tubular defects such as cystinosis, Fanconi syndrome, and also renal tubular acidosis. Fifth, ricket occur due to abnormalities in vitamin D metabolism, which are anticonvulsant use and liver disease. And lastly, ricket sometimes happen because of genetic form or heredity. When you are diagnosed with ricket disease, these are the clinical features that you might be feel or observe. Firstly, bone fracture. Second, muscle cramp. Third, pain or tenderness in the bones of the arms, legs, pelvis or spine. Fourth, stunted growth and short stature. Fifth, teeth deformities. Lastly, skeletal deformities. Teeth deformities includes delayed tooth formation, holes in the enamel, abscesses, defects in the tooth structure, and an increased number of cavities. While skeletal deformities includes an oddly shaped skull, bow legs, bumps in the ribcage, a protruding breastbone, curved spine, and pelvic deformities.
Moving on to the pathophysiology of ricket disease. Because there is a decreased availability of phosphorus and calcium, it causes the skeletal matrix to mineralize. This will then lead to growth plate disorganization and accumulation of undermineralized osteoid, which will continue on to result in growth plate expansion, bone weakening, and skeletal deformities.
This clinical investigation have to be done first to confirm the patient has ricket disease. The first step is history taking by the doctor. Children with complaints of delayed walking, sitting, and teething were investigated for rickets. Walking is considered to be delayed if it has not been achieved by 18 months. Delayed tooth eruption is classified by the absence of any teeth by 13 months. Physical examination is done by observe the Harrison serratus groove at the lower margin of the thorax, sternum which have pulled into pigeon breast deformity, bowing of distal radius and ulna, and lateral bowing of the femur and tibia. The third step is laboratory examination. The steps are: total serum calcium was determined using the colorimetric method, serum alkaline phosphatase evaluation, total serum phosphorus evaluation. The last step is X-ray. This X-ray is conducted to check bone deformities and analyze the bone density. What should we do if we have a ricket disease? For the conservative management, it can be treated by increasing a child's intake of vitamin D and calcium, like eating more foods that are rich in calcium and vitamin D, taking daily calcium and vitamin D supplements, and having a vitamin D injection issue. For hereditary rickets, a combination of phosphate supplements and high levels of a special form of vitamin D are required to treat the disease. It also can be treated by increasing the child's exposure to sunlight. Parents may be advised to increase the amount of time your child spends outside.
Other managements of rickets disease is surgical. Surgical treatment are generally indicated for severe extremity deformities due to impaired bone growth and fractures because of the patient's bone fragility. The surgeries that can be done are corrective osteotomy, fixation of external fixators, intramedullary nails, Kirschner's wires, plates, and casting. Corrective surgery would be the only option if the patient's legs had become severely compromised. It is necessary to correct severely bowed or knock-kneed legs and other bone deformities. Other problems such as chest or pelvic deformities and growth retardation may be permanent. Next is the prognosis of rickets disease. It depends on the exact cause of the rickets. With appropriate treatment, the prognosis of rickets is generally good. However, a complete recovery can take some time. Most children with rickets caused by vitamin D deficiency respond well with treatment with vitamin D and calcium. Most bone deformities caused by rickets can improve on their own during growth.
What will happen to the ricket disease patient in their daily living? For the ricket patient who have bone pain and weak muscles, they might have delayed walking or change in the way of walk. If they have delayed formation of teeth and weakening of enamel, they might face difficulty in performing eating during chewing the food. While the person who has numbness or tingling in the fingers and toes, they might have difficulty to perform self-care tasks, especially when involved in fine motor skills activity.
These are the references for our video. Thank you for watching!